In today's video, I have to survive 100 days on a pirate island, and I have 3 objectives. First, build my very own pirate ship. Second, defeat the dragon that's been accidentally released from its cage and is wreaking havoc. Third, eliminate the Sun King, leader of the Aztec tribe on this island. Ah, what a beautiful day. Let's go outside and say hi to the villagers. Oh, hello there. Is this for me? Oh my, it reads that an old pal is asking for my help on an uncharted island. I better gear up for the journey. Ah, now I'm ready to help out a fellow friend. I have a personal ship, but it's in the port city 15 miles from here. I will use my trusty steed to travel there. Where is it? Ah, there you are, and so we're off. And here is the old pearl. Let's hope it still floats. Next stop, uncharted island of the Atlantic. The journey is long and I'm getting a bit hungry on this ship. Sharks ahead! Oh no! The lightning caught the old pearl on fire! We need to jump out! Having woken up on the island, I see my ship was totally destroyed by the lightning. And to survive this harsh island, I quickly gather a new set of tools. After this, I decide to climb up a mountain to get a vantage point on my surroundings. But then I see a burning campfire in the distance. I make myself a boat and swim closer to the island. When I climb up, I see the camp is empty, but there is a chest, and inside is a sword, some food, and a note. The note read of some pirate ship along the coast. So I got on my boat and headed there. And it was true. There was a pirate ship in the distance, but it looked like it was beached. I wonder if there is anyone there. As soon as I made land, I quickly gathered my boat and went for a closer inspection. I found a poacher, but he was not friendly, so I did what any sane person would do and killed him in self-defense. He was really strong and got me to 4 hearts. And there was 2 poachers, so I quickly attacked them. They had guns, but my sword was better. One of them was defending a chest, and inside was some leather armor and 2 golden apples. As I climbed on top of the ship, I saw a group of pirates harassing a wild monkey. I jumped down and started gathering all the seeds I can. When I approached, one of the monkeys ran away. And when I got closer, I saw a giant gorilla on top of a tree. But he didn't attack me. So I fed the seeds to a parrot. I got myself actually 2 new friends. Then a monkey came to say hi. It was getting late, so I found an abandoned cave. Upon entering, I nearly drowned myself in a hole filled with water. But the cave had a torch, a furnace, and a bed. It was a good place to stay the night and finish day 1. On day 2, I decided to adventure along the coast. When I saw a map, it must have washed ashore from the ship wreckage I raided earlier. The map had a big X highlighting something on a random island. So before going on a trip to find it, I gathered as much food as I could. Luckily there was a group of turtles that was on the beach close to me. I got some more wood to heat up the furnace inside the cave, and when everything was done, I set my raft on the stormy sea once more. I spent 3 days on this journey looking at random islands, even find a cool ship. And on day 6, I finally find the island from the map. I dig in the sand and see a part of the chest. Uncovering more sand, I finally open it, and inside is a dungeon key, a torch, and a shield. Confused with what the key is for, I head back to base. It takes me 2 days to get back, and by the time I'm inside, it's already dark. On day 9, I decide to renovate the cave base. Chopping jungle trees for most of the day and working on the interior, I got some stuff washed up from the shore and made the base a lot cozier than it should have been. On day 10, I took the paddle boat out to sea and spent most of the time exploring little islands for anything to help me survive. I then find the magnificent cave inside one of the islands. Upon closer inspection, I see some houses inside. Parking up my boat, I take out my torch and explore the abandoned hidden village. One of the chests has apples inside. I then see a hidden cave tunnel, a cave inside of a cave. At the side is a chest with a pair of steel boots and a skimitar. I delve deeper into the hidden tunnels and come across a locked room. Inside is a chest with a note. It warns me of a metal giant of some sort and that his weakness is a thorn in the back. Confused, I leave the pirate port. But while in the sea, I find a swarm of giant worms. As I approach them with my new scimitar in hand, I see they're called death worms. I kill a number of them, and they drop red death worm chitin. One of them drops me to 2.5 hearts. I back away and replenish my health with some cooked turtle meat, and decide to head back to base. As I finally made it back, I made the discovery this deathworm chitin could be used to craft armor. So I made myself a set out of much sturdier material, and decided to go back to my ship wreckage and see if there was any supplies left. But upon closer inspection, I saw some of my stuff laying on the shore. As I got closer, I saw a group of trolls. They were really aggressive, so I killed a bunch of them. One of them dropped a Mask of Bliss that granted me jump boost, which would be really useful in the future. As I returned to base with my loot, I oversteered and found a pirate ship. Hesitant to climb aboard in case more trolls would pop up, I spent day 17 preparing more food to fight whoever was on it. But one of the things I did not find in my ship wreckage was the brewing stand. It was necessary to get myself some potions before my next big fight. So I decided to ride around islands and find more of those trolls. 2 of them even got on my boat. And in the distance I finally saw what I was looking for. Their big base. On top there were hordes of them. I was quickly swarmed. Eating some crab meat I got earlier, I made my way across the tiny rope bridge. As I hit some of them, they fell off. It was such a fierce battle, I even ate one of the golden apples. But the loot was well worth the risk. Stacks of gold ingots and nuggets, as well as my brewing stand. On day 20 I was back at base, and spent time gathering different things for my raid on the pirate ship. I then came across a group of those trolls again, and found an even bigger sort of temple they lived in. After countless more fights, I came across a pressure plate, which when I stepped on, opened up a secret chest. There was blaze powder and apples inside. I brewed some healing potions for the fight, and when the time was right, I set my paddle boat for this fierce raid. I found a rope ladder I could climb and boarded the ship. The deck was empty, but I saw someone inside, and going down I saw a bunch of skeletons. There were so many, I had to use some of my splash potions to get my health back. Inside I also found a locked door, and opening it I saw the captain's room. There were 2 skeletons hiding in there for some reason, but after I dealt with them I found a chest. Inside were gold ingots and even diamonds. I've hit the jackpot now, cause with diamonds I could craft an enchanting table for later. So going back from this raid, all I could say is it was successful. On day 24 I was back at base, and came up with a brilliant idea of making myself a new ship. Otherwise, how else would I get off this island? The wood gathering was tedious work, but in 4 days I had a good foundation of the ship done. While I was gathering more wood, I stumbled upon an old ruin. It looked abandoned for centuries. There were no trolls in sight, but I saw a gold block that was standing out. I threw a block of wood on it and it activated a switch which opened the stone entrance in front of me. Hesitant to adventure any further, I went back to base with this new discovery. But suddenly, trolls out of nowhere blocked my path and attacked me. Fending them off, I ran and fell into a pitfall trap they must have laid out for me. Luckily, I had armor and took little damage from their spikes. And when I dug out of there, I finished every troll I saw. Back at base, it was getting really late, so I grabbed the dungeon key and went to sleep. On day 35, I said my pirates goodbye and ventured deep into the jungle. But all armored up with potions and gold apples ready at hand, I was ready to face off whatever lurked inside. And when entering, I was astounded by what I saw. There was molten lava coming out of the walls, and it was so dark I could barely see where I was going. I had to cross the lava pool on a stone bridge that was probably thousands of years old, and after there was a blocked entrance that led to somewhere. This time there was no pressure plate, so I tried breaking it, and when inside, I was engulfed by the darkness. I quickly grabbed my torch and started making way across this dark passage. This was no place to joke around. I had to be careful not to fall to my death, and my torch barely provided any light further than mere steps before me. But at the end I saw a light, and making my way down, I found a strange table in the middle of a room. I put the dungeon key on the table and switched it. Suddenly, 3 doors open up before me. I pick up my torch and see that there was a big arena in front of me, and in the middle stood a figure, guarding what looked like a chest. As I came closer, the metal guardian had come to life. I fell back and used my bow to bring him down, but that did no damage at all. As he swung, he nearly killed me in one fell swoop. But I ate a golden apple to get my health back. It was really dangerous, so I decided to build a structure to trap him inside. But it didn't work because he didn't want to go inside. It seemed he was smarter than a mere mob. I also found his weakness. When his axe would get stuck in the ground, his back was exposed. And when I struck him, then it would make critical damage. It was a dangerous game, but I had to fight head on. And when he died, he dropped a helmet which gave +2 armor, and an axe of 1,000 medals, which when right clicked would do a big cone of damage in front of me. But going to loot the chest that he was guarding, I found a bottle of ice dragon blood. I didn't know what it was for, but going deeper into the dungeon, I found a portal that led to the Nether. Entering it, I did not know what to expect. But there was a thin bridge above a gushing pool of lava. Making my way across the other side, I saw a portal. Taking it I knew would be dangerous, but I had to satisfy my curiosity. Also, you see a Nether portal that you don't know where it leads? Of course you're gonna take it. But once I got out, I found myself beside a big old tree. And looking further ahead, I was in a big mountain in some new land. I decided that this adventure could wait until my next video, so leave a comment under the video if you want me to explore this area. And upon entering the dungeon, I saw a switch which transported me to the top of a tower that overlooked this island. I found bones of someone and a chest with a note beside it. Reading, it talked about a dragon being out of control and that the person was trapped in this tower. So when I went to hit the switch again, nothing happened. There was only one way for me to come down this tower. I started jumping, but took some heavy damage in the end. But no matter, I was out of the dungeon. It was time to head back to base. Getting close, I saw a chest on one of the hills. I didn't see it before, so I went to check it out. Inside was magma cream and a ton of apples. And back at base, I craft myself an iced dragon bone sword. It does 9.5 attack damage, but an extra +8 if I'm fighting a fire dragon. I spent most of the day just fighting random trolls and testing out my new sword. It could freeze enemies in their tracks, so that was really useful. One of the trolls gets me so low I have to eat a golden apple. At the end, I had so many masks they drop that I had to throw them into my little puddle inside the cave. This was a ritual, and their gods are definitely angry at me. I also crafted an enchantment table and used it to enchant my new weapon and armor. And on day 49, I saw a pack of dolphins swimming in the ocean. And decided to continue working on my ship. It won't build itself, and I think it's starting to take a really nice shape. On day 51, I got kinda bored and decided to explore again. I found another temple the trolls guarded. There was even more of them, and using my bow I could now set them ablaze from a distance, which was pretty cool. Inside one of the temples was an eerie sight. Troll skulls on the floor, all facing this weird device. It turned out to be a dragon forge, and beside it was a chest, which had a map. The map had an X on the bottom left. I started gearing up again as I made my way back to base. Something told me this place on the map would be really dangerous. When I was ready, I decided to take my finished new ship to sea and find this place. It was so nice having a ship again. No more of that tiny paddle boat. After sailing for 4 days, I saw a glimpse of a fortress, and above it flew the dragon. I finally found it. It flew up into the sky and hurled a fireball at me. It broke my ship in half. I decided quickly to drink a fire resistance potion as it teared my ship apart. This was unforgivable. I used my shield to block its attacks. The fire potions were working really well as I was not taking any damage. I had to use a gold apple to keep my health up. All the while the dragon just berated the city and destroyed everything. For a moment it got stuck in the sea. I fired a number of arrows from my bow and went in for the final kill. As it hit the ground, I took out my empty bottle and filled it with fire dragon blood. I was going to use this in the dragon furnace to craft myself the most powerful sword. Infuriated, I once again set my little paddle boat and check out the wreckage that was all left from my ship. For 6 days I traversed the sea and jungle back to the temple where I saw the dragon forge. And on day 76 I crafted myself a fire dragon steel sword. It did 25 attack damage. In other words, it was OP. I decided to just mess about and kill everything I see around the island. And days later, when I'm just swimming about, I suddenly come across a giant ship that's on fire. I wonder who could have done this, but then see a couple of those pesky trolls on the shore. I make quick work of them with my new sword. And embark on my revenge story by visiting every island I can. And amid all the fighting, one drops a note. It reads of a Sun King that resides in the tallest pyramid on this island. I spent some time exploring the highest peak, and by climbing the tallest tree, I scope out his lair. While back at base, I make heavy preparations for this boss. I get all the potions, and craft the dragon scale armor from the dragon I slayed previously. The armor provides me with the best defense in the game, and I also look really awesome with it. I then traverse the thick jungle for days, slowly but surely making my way to the Sun King's lair. I am at the base of his pyramid. There are hordes of little trolls attacking me. I fend them off and climb up the tower. It's overlooking the summit and blocks the sun from my view. Definitely a sight that will frighten even the most seasoned adventurers. Then suddenly, I am struck by lightning. It is Barako, the Sun Chief. He is sitting atop his pyramid and striking me with lightning. It's preventing me from climbing up to him because I keep getting pushed down. From these attacks, I confirmed it was him who set ablaze that ship before me. So making my way up, I finally get to him. As I strike him, he pushes me into the wall. And as I prepare my final strike, he pushes me off the mountain. As I land, taking some heavy damage, his wounds must have caught up and he dies. When I climb up, I see he dropped a Soul Visage. It's a really big crown. And I think if I use it on those trolls, then they will obey me as their king. If you guys made it this far, then make sure to subscribe. Comment down below if you want a part 2 of this series. This was a really fun adventure to make, and I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thanks so much for watching, and take care.